guy named Dexter Hovis. Have you seen him?
Yeah!
You Dexter Hovis?
I'm Hovis.
I'm a friend of Quintain's. I understand you do some work for him every now and then.
You know, I'd love to spend all day jawing with you, Bretonnian, but I really only talk to racers. Unless, of course, you are a racer and you're looking for a challenge. Say, me, perhaps. In that case, I'll talk to you all day. Providing, of course, you live. You see, I have a hard time finding people who race against me. What do you say, Tenderfoot?
By the way, just for reference, all you really missed was Junie telling us where to find Dexter, and we're in the Dublin system.
You're on.
Good, I'll meet you outside.
We have a challenger. His name is Trent. Against our very own Dexter Hovis! Place your bets. Make it quick. I was beginning to think you were scared.
Not a chance. I said I'd race you. Here I am.
You're betting on the newcomer? I like your attitude, Bretonnian. It'll be a shame to see you burn. But hey, that's the price of sportsmanship.
I may surprise you, Hovis.
We'll see soon enough, won't we?
Welcome, racers. You have selected a one-lap race. Do you need a review of the regulations?
Of course I don't, you hunk of junk. I built this damn thing, but its memory banks are busted. Simple rules, Bretonnian. 1 round, no shooting or bumping, and if you stink it up or chicken out on the course, you'll make me angry. And you don't want that. You ready? Racers, on your marks. 3, 2, 1.
Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to the Freelancer commentary, where, yes indeedy, new gameplay change, which we only really get for this point, and probably should have activated the cruise engines a bit sooner, but yeah, racing gameplay. Bit of an easy reason why they don't really include much of this, because, you know, despite your limited thruster, yeah, whoever gets their cruise engines on first, and if they have a faster ship, yeah. Unfortunately, the Dagger beats out the Cavalier in terms of speed here. But yeah, don't worry, you know, there is a little bit more to this race, because if you go to the pub and, you know, ask around at the bar a little bit, yeah, you find out from the rumors that Dexter Hovis doesn't like to lose, and even though he established rules for thee, it does not apply to me. By which, well, you'll see in a little bit, but let's just say this guy's a bit of a cheating bastard, as Trent would later remark in his journal, so, yeah, you do technically get a chance to catch up, so, yeah, this is scripted, and, you know, this game isn't really designed for racing-style combat, although, I mean, I think with a few tweaks to the controls and maybe, like, maneuverability options, it could have been. You know, I mean, racing gameplay and flying through the rings because there's no time to waste is very much just instant gameplay replay value, just add water, but alas, this is the only time you do it.
Unbelievable! Ceasefire, boys! Trent, no hard feelings. Right?
What? Let me see that ticket.
Okay, I'll tell you what you want to know. But not over the comm channel. Meet me on the deck of the hood.
Yeah, by the way, given his appearance and, you know, some of the people that hang out in the Dublin system, well, I mean, I guess I might as well talk about the gangs, because I've pretty much expunged all I really have to say about the racing gameplay that could have potentially been something more. I don't think you can do it again, although maybe you can. I've never been back to this system beforehand, so, Acquiesced. But yeah, the Dublin system. Quite dangerous if you're flying here on your own. The two primary gangs you gotta worry about are the Mollies, which, well, to put it in layman's terms, gives Space Island back to the Irish, and of course the Gaians, based on the real-world organization the Earth Liberation Front that had some rather violent attacks, so, yeah, be on your six around this system. And throughout most of Bretonia, now that I think about it, so, yeah.
A fine race, Bretonnian. I haven't felt a challenge in years.
Now tell me about Quintain. Is he here?
Here? No. He contacted me to take him even further into the asteroid field to an abandoned mining station called the Glorious. He's holed up with the pirates that took it over. He said he needed to disappear for a while. Naturally, you didn't hear any of this from me.
Naturally. How do I get there?
Take the old trade lane into the asteroid field. But be careful. The lane isn't stable. Sometimes the asteroids can get through. And watch out for a group of Rhinelanders that was headed that way. They didn't look too friendly.
Did they race?
Ha, no. They're too yellow. Hey, Bretonian, if it don't work out, you can always come back and race with us.
Yes, but let's not. But, yeah, I legitimately don't know if you can go back and race. I'm gonna assume no, because there were a plethora of features that Freelancer actually had cut out of its gameplay, and, yeah, I mean, I'd assume that, racing minigames, while they would have been like a cheap deficit to try and get the most replay value out of your buck, yeah, I don't think it's really much of a thing. Not that you have much maneuverability options, apart from, well, I mean, some mods for Freelancer do sort of change up the gameplay a little bit, but, then again, mods for not only a game that's over 20 years old, but on servers that are either dead or, considering the fact that this thing is pretty much abandonware these days. Haven't really checked around much, but I don't know if any of those mods are still active, or if it, well, unless of course you really have to jump through hoops in order to get them to work, but, yeah. The trade lane around here doesn't really work, due to all the Gaian and, molly attacks, so, yeah, not really too much else you can do, but either way, with the battleship and the Dublin system, that isn't owned by the Bretonnia Armed Forces, that's, well, it's pretty much an open base for, well, criminals to hang out. Primarily the Outcasts, which I believe, given his outfit, that Dexter Hovis was affiliated with. He doesn't quite have the whole Cardamine filtration system on his face, so, guess maybe he abandoned ship, so to speak. But in any case, now we have to defend the Gas Mining Guild's, little space giant over here, so... Yes, it seems they're hot on Quintain's trail. They didn't have to fucking race, so why exactly did we? Who knows really, maybe they threatened to, plant a seed, as it will. Or maybe they just threatened to blow Dexter's head off and they just said, fuck you, and gave him the information. What Trent should have done, but Trent's not that violent a kind of guy. He's more of a freelancer. A traitor. He'll never see his million credits. Or a Sidewinder Fang, for that matter. By the way, to kind of go back to that little in-joke, the whole idea of Trent disliking Liberty Ale, yeah, that's basically a bit of an in-joke that Liberty Ale is actually made out of fragments of H-fuel. So basically you're drinking Starship fuel, which is good for only two things: degreasing engines and killing brain cells. But yeah, in any case, so we still have to deal with more Rhinelanders, and the thing about Rhineland that makes them so dangerous is that their weapons are very efficient. Like, I mean, again, you might notice that the levels are kind of equidistal to what Trent's is right now, but that doesn't really change the fact when they have powerful weapons, outfitted to their Valkyries, which are already pretty decent ships in and of themselves. It's just a matter of the fact that, again, a lot of their, I think they're stealth blade lasers, or they might be, no, fire cursors are a little bit more powerful, but anyway, the weapons they have outfitted on their ship, rapid fire, I think they're neutron blasters as well, so they can do some serious damage to your shields at this point. So yeah, they can pretty much rip your shields to shreds pretty fast and take you down to size. Again, they're not the most dangerous faction at this point. I'd still say that, again, if you wander a little bit too far into Corsair territory, or, with some of the higher leveled outcasts, yeah, that can be quite dangerous, but either way, you do need to be pretty good at your dodging maneuvers and, just sort of make sure that you don't have any boogers picking you up as their target. Because, I mean, otherwise, Trent is gonna be eating space dust. But he don't want no space dust, he just wants a space beer with some space nachos and, I don't know, some space to put his money. But in any case, that's all she wrote, and now we can finally meet Dr. Quintain in the flesh. Unfortunately, does anybody smell bullshit? Because I sense an escort mission.
Whoa, easy with that.
You fought well out there. Come on. Someone wants to have a look at you.
Dr. Quintain.
And who are you?
The name's Trent. Dr. Sinclair sent me to find
I find that hard to believe, since she has no idea where I am. Now, who sent you?
I already told you.
Enough! You do understand that with the appearance of our Rhineland friends, I'm hesitant to take too many chances.
But I fought them too.
Yes, and I wanted to thank you for your help. Push him out of the airlock.
Wait! I have the Dom Kavash artifact.
What did you say?
I have your artifact. The one Sinclair lost on Pygar. I found it. That's why I came.
I don't suspect you have it with you. No, that would be too easy. So where is it then?
Sinclair's working on it back on Leeds in hiding. But she can't decipher it on her own. She needs your help.
Very well, Mr. Trent. I will go back with you, but on one condition.
What's that?
That we not go alone.
All right.
So, groovy, now we have to escort this old windbag all throughout space and back to Leeds. Oh, I certainly hope we don't come across any resistance on the way there.
Armored transport. I know it's slow, but it contains all the equipment.
And it's also unarmed, hence the need for an escort. Why he couldn't just pile into our ship? Look at the cargo space, what the fuck is he carrying in there? His home, his fridge, his stash of alcohol to deal with his depressing circumstances of a rather... Well, what will be a niche field on Earth in xenoarchaeology is... whatever. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm not very enthused about this, because it's basically just to protect somebody's sugar me do, and, you know... While I've never really had a Quintain die on me, it is... You know, he's a pretty big fucking target, so... Yeah, it's a bit risky, and again, this is... To talk about the difficulty of Freelancer a little bit briefly... I used to remember this game sort of being alright, or a very medium to moderate difficulty, but I gotta say, around about this point in the game, I had a lot more trouble than I remembered having, and again, I don't know if that's just the factor that my skills have degraded over the last, you know, 10 to 15 years or so since I last played the game, but... Goddamn, this game... I'm still wondering how the hell my kid self was able to play through this game with relative ease. Oh man, maybe my skills have deteriorated with age. Maybe I have become like Quintain, as an old windbag. But yeah, all the same though, to talk about the music of the game, pretty snazzy stuff here. Especially as we lose our shield. Anything can happen really, but yeah, again, that was kind of what I was talking about before with some of the stealth blade cannons that the Rhinelanders have. Again, they can take down your health fairly quickly, and there are some more powerful Rhineland weapons that you actually do obtain when you went to, you know, Rhineland space in and of itself a bit later in the game. I mean, yeah, spoiler alert, you get to go to all the different systems of the game, with the partial exception of the Sirius system, although even then you do get to explore what is basically the border contingent fringes of space, but yeah, basically you get access to the Rhineland weapons of the Fire Curse weapons, which again, by that point you can equip to your ship if you, you know, are continuing to upgrade it as you go along and, you know, save up enough cash and capital to, you know, upgrade your ships and weapon classes as you progress. And yeah, man, it does make all the difference. You get some more powerful stuff and, delicious weaponry.
Mr. Trent, take the lead.
But in any case, so, now it's off to the jump hole. Because using the jump gate would be too obvious, and, you know, if these Rhinelanders are as savvy as we are, they'll probably be having a battleship station there as well. Yeehaw, whoopee, and yeah. Again, I think I did kind of bring this up all the way back in Liberty Space when I was talking about Ashcroft, but yeah, to kind of talk about jump holes in and of themselves. Yeah, there was actually this weird thing, and I'm not really too sure if this is cleared up by anything, but, yeah, again, if you look up the information aspect of a jump hole, yeah, they pretty much say that they're an anomaly in space and that, you know, Ajira Corporation Technologies who created the jump gates wouldn't recommend you fly through them because they're excessively dangerous. Now, that's either an aspect because, you know, they want people to pay for and use jump gates, or because there's more of a reason for that. Namely in the sense that jump gates have, you know, properly calculated coordinates and vectors so that, you know, space travel can avoid, you know, getting hit by a stray asteroid or, you know, being ripped apart by gravitational forces or, you know, being sent God knows where. You know, I guess for the sake of a comparison, that one Star Fox mission where you follow the blue bird and you end up in out of this dimension, where you see all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah, that's kind of what I imagine using a jump hole. You're either going to hit a stray asteroid going at astronomical speeds and die before you even realize it, or, you know, you enter a completely unknown dimension and enter a divergent universe. Think similar to, again, Star Fox is out of this dimension, you know, where you see all sorts of crazy shit. Or something similar to the Doctor Who audio drama Scherzo, where you basically enter a world of naught but nothingness and sound. And even then, there are creatures lurking there. Oh dear! But yeah, in any case, so, again, you are seeing about how much of a threat these Rhineland ships are, and, one thing I will say, at least in terms of, again, I did sort of talk about the difficulty gating in regards to how, you know, Freelancer, if you step out of bounds where you're not supposed to go, you will end up getting creamed rather quickly, and, it's not a matter of just getting the most powerful ships and weapons early on if you're thinking about skimming the levels, no. I would recommend you complete the story as you're intended to do so first, and, you know, follow the critical path in the systems you're in, and then go exploring when you're properly and adequately equipped and, you know, are of the appropriate level to purchase ships and then go forth on your adventure. Because, otherwise, yeah, the game scales into difficulty moderately well. Like, I mean, I did mention that things can get quite difficult and hot, you know, when you're in the heat of a firefight, and, you know, Rhineland ships or outcast ships will sort of have you pinned down against the odds, so to speak, but yeah, by that same token, though, with enough skillful play and maneuvers with your, you know, ship piloting and, you know, the sorts of weapons and shields you have equipped, again, it can make all the difference, so, yeah, there's a very nice difficulty balance with this game. Wowzers, dude! Oh my god, I can't see! It's okay, Mr. Trent, that's just dust on the windshield. Although, that is a good point, actually, like, are there windshield wipers in space? What do you use to wipe, like, dust off or whatever? Like, are there coolant systems, or, like, is there some sort of, like, spray that sort of negates, like, dust getting on the windshield? How do you clear that off from the outside, or... Well, I mean, again, I'm sure technology now probably means that we have to, like, well, again, in terms of space exploration now, means that we have to, like, get a spaceman to jump outside on the window and wipe it off, but, kind of, weird, I suppose. Do the shielding, do the shields prevent that stuff from landing on the hull and, like, sort of disintegrate dust particles on touch? Because, I mean, they do that for some of the larger rocks, so, I guess maybe these, energy force fields do have disintegration capabilities for those at very close range. Wonder what sort of temperature they run at. I mean, again, I'm asking all these questions, but I mean, again, Freelancer does answer all of these with, you know, some, pseudo-scientific answer to sort of give it a bit of context, so... who knows, really? In any case, though, speaking of science, I think our time in Bretonia is coming to a close, so on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and then we're gonna have Professor Quintain explaining his backstory, reuniting with Kendra, and, they're gonna be nerding it up with some pie charts, learning a little bit more about the artifact. Catch you dudes and dudettes next time, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Wonderful doing business with you. Good night.
Tobias,
Here. Who's this then?
this is Dr. Quintain. He's a professor.
Him? Oh, what field?
I'll have you know, sir, I am the foremost authority on xenoarchaeology.
Oh, I'm sure you are. Come on, Mr. Wizard. I expect you've come to see the missus.
Quintain! Damn it, I am mad as hell at you. What happened? Where have you been?
I had to go away, Kendra. Not long after you made your discovery, things began to happen. People around me started to go missing. Then I came back one night to find my lab turned upside down and noticed I was being followed.
By whom?
A man named Cress. He told me I was on a list, that my work had put me in great jeopardy. I left that night and didn't look back. So, you see, I couldn't tell anyone. Especially you. I thought you'd become a target as well.
She already is. We all are. Because of this.
This is it. May I? It's magnificent.
Yes, it is. But it's obviously part of something more significant. It's time you and I figured out what that is.
Look, I hate to rush this reunion along.
Someone's here. I'll take care of it. Hello, my friends. What is it I can get for you today?
We are looking for a man. We have reason to believe he's in the area.
Nice looking chap. Sorry, I haven't seen him.
He is considered an enemy of Rhineland. Anyone caught hiding him would face severe consequences.
Listen to me. You are not in Rhineland now, you're in my shop. I've already told you the man you're looking for isn't here, so unless you'd like an education in foreign policy that you won't soon forget, I suggest you move along. Now!
We can be patient, Mr. Tobias. Rest assured we won't be far.
No. I'm sure you won't be.
It's just a matter of time before they'll be back.
She's right. Now that they've got your scent, it's not safe here anymore.
Cress. The night he came, he offered me a place to hide in the border worlds. Maybe now is a good time to take him up on it.
But do you trust him?
I'd rather take my chances with him than those Rhineland agents.
We need you now, Trent. Ready?
All right, let's go. Now I want you to get clear of this place for a while.
I'm not going to be...
Just until this blows over. I'll be back when I can. Take care of yourself, old man.